Hi guys, and welcome to another advanced music writing session. Today we're going to be covering reels. So we'll be doing a dot and cut reel. Reels are written in 2/2 time. You will also see it sometimes written with a time signature like that. What that tells you is it's cut common time. So remember we said common time 4/4 was common time or complete time. Cut common time, the cut just means you're splitting it in half. So the half of 4/4 would be 2/2. Okay, you will sometimes see that. I tend not to write that at the start of a 2/2. I'll just write 2/2. Okay, or space I tend to write 4/4. Right, so let's have a listen to me playing the reel that we're going to write today. And 2/2 are cut common reel. 1, 2, go. Again, 1, 2, go. Done. And that was it. So it was chuck, chuck, okay. And there's a wee trick to writing reels, which I'll tell you at the end. Okay. That if you're really good at writing marches, reels are going to be easy for you. Okay, they're going to be really easy. So in real time, 2 beats per bar. So let's split that bar in half straight away. Okay. The value of each beat is not going to be a crotchet. The value of each beat is going to be a minim. Okay. Hollow note head with a stem and no tails. A minim. Every beat needs to equal a minim. Alright, or whatever's in this space and that space. So we're going chuck, chuck, da, chuck, chuck, da, chuck, chuck, da. So it will be flam, flam, left, right. And that right tap is after those dotted lines. Chuck, chuck, da, because it's on that beat. Okay, so let's deal with this flam, flam, left, right. Notice I'm not going to join them up yet. Okay, so if I take that chuck, chuck, da, and when I'm writing reels, I'll take that beat and split it in half again. Chuck, chuck, da, chuck, chuck, da. Anything that's on that half, if it's on its own, is a crotchet. Alright, but. So have a listen. Chuck, chuck, da. That's going to be a crotchet, that first one. Crotchet. The next two, chuck, chuck, da. So it's chuck, da. It's going to be dot and cut. So there we are. That's how that first group is written. And you might be thinking, oh, well, for the last like 4 or 5 videos you spoke about groups. Alright, they are grouped. Alright, they've just not got a beam underneath them there, because that's a crotchet. Alright, a crotchet doesn't have any beams or tails, so you can't join them up, but they are still a group. Okay? And then your next group, chuck, chuck, da. So you'd be tap, da. Tap, da. Tap, da. And again, you can split that beat in half if that helps. So it was tap, flam, da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last tap, da, was on the next beat. Chap, chap, da, da. Okay? So these ones, because there's no crotchets or just beats on its own, they would all be grouped up. Okay? Now I need to figure out what note values they are. Okay? Chuck, chuck, da. So that rhythm, but, that's the same rhythm as that one. So I can straight away make that dots and cuts straight away. Digga digga dup, digga digga dup, digga digga dup, digga digga dup. That has to be semiquavers, all four of them. They're the exact same digga digga, digga digga, space between each note. They have to be semiquavers. So if I'm going to add this up, dot and cut quavers, so you've got 1, 2, and then your 2 semis add up to equal a quaver, 2 semis add up to equal a quaver, these 2 equal a crotchet, those 2 equal a crotchet. That gives me my beat note. Okay, there's my beat note. I know that that equals a minimum. Alright, through time, eventually, you wouldn't need to even do that. But you might find, and sometimes I'll do this, if it's been a while since I've written a piece of music, then I'll have a scrap bit of paper at hand and I'll use that to make sure everything's adding up. Because sometimes you think it does and it hasn't. You'll be like, well, why is that not working? It just doesn't look right. You do sometimes need to add it up. Okay? Right, so carrying on. Cha, cha, ta, ta, cha, digga, digga, ta. So that's us here now. We'll split the beat in half again, with the bar in half. Cha, 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 digga, digga, ta, but is the ta. Ta, but is the ta. Ta, but is the ta. So we know straight away. Ta, ta, does, ta. And then that last tap was on the next half of the beat. Okay? And you might want to do this at this point, rub out that line. If that's what you want to do, so be it. Because you know, da, 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 da. These 4 are going to be in the same group. And I'll not do anything with that yet, because that's going to be the start of our next group there. Okay? So, let's find back to that rhythm when we've done 2 and 4 marches. Ba, 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 ba. Stretch and cut and stretch. So, dot, cut, dot. It's going to be dot and cut notes, isn't it? If it wasn't dot cut notes, you'd be cha, cha, ka, cha, cha, ka, da, cha, cha, ka, cha, ka, da, does that, ba, 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 da, ba, da, ba, da. It's that rhythm. Okay, so they are dot and cut. That one's a 5, and that's got a wee accent on it. Okay, and then our last group there, cha, cha, ka, cha, ka, da, does the ta, cha, ka, da. So it's tap drag. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last tap was here, 5. Okay. Again, I'll draw that tap in, but I'm not going to show what note value it is because I've not figured it out yet, have we? So let's group these bad boys together. And we'll draw our drag in as well. Sound like I said draw our dragon, or drag in. Right. So that rhythm, da, 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 it's the exact same. So straight away, I can copy that in there. Now I've just got that 4 to figure out. Is it or is it not the exact same as this? Da, cha, digga, digga, da, cha, digga, digga, da. It's the exact same. Okay, so if it's the exact same, granted, hands are slightly different and it's a drag instead of a flam, school bell, then the note values will be the exact same. Alright, so you don't need to stress yourself out. So we've got cha, cha, da, cha, digga, digga, da, 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 cha, digga, digga, da. Easy enough, isn't it? Okay. Next group, where am I? Ta, ra, ka, cha. Ta, ra, ka, cha. So let's split that in half again. Tap, ra, ka, cha. Tap, ra, ka, cha. So you'll be tap, rough, tap, tap, ra, tap, tap, ra, tap. So let's join these up. And I'm looking to see if I've got that anywhere. I don't. Okay. Pa, ra, ta, ta, ra, ta, ra. So let's deal with the tap and the rough first. So this is where it's quite good if you come across a group like this and you're like, I don't know where to start. split it in half again, alright? Because if you're going da bra ba cha, you're like, well, what is going on? Well, da bra ba cha, da bra. The end of the rough is there, okay? So that's the end of the rough. Da bra da, da bra da. So let's deal with this one first. It's the exact same rhythm as these, okay? Which is that, okay? Da bra da. Ta bra ta, ta bra ta, ta bra. That's what it's going to be. And then a wee accent there. Okay. So the quaver and the quaver, da and da, da and da, da and da. It's just the one in the middle that you would have to subdivide, just like we did with the 6/8, and just like we did with the jig, the march and the jig. We had to subdivide the middle one. Okay, so we've got cha cha ka cha digga da, but this is the da digga da bra da, and then the next row. In fact, it's not even going to be a row. It's a flam cha cha bra cha cha digga da. So it's cha cha digga da, cha cha digga da. So I can get rid of this. It's going to be flam, flam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the fifth one falls on the next bar. Cha cha digga digga da. See how that beat is the last tap? So straight away I can group them up with my ruler, which I've put down somewhere. There it is. Alright, and let's figure out what they would be grouped up. So have a look on the line of music and see if you see something that sounds the same or is similar to cha cha digga digga da, cha cha digga digga da. I see two. There's that one and that one. Okay? Ta cha digga digga da, ta cha digga digga da, flam flam digga digga da. It's the exact same rhythm. Okay? Again, you can make the note values the exact same because the note values are simplified here. Alright, you're showing the note values on the bottom here. I'm just making the embellishments on the top. So on that one it was tap flam, tap drag, flam flam. Okay? And then we're going to put cheeky wee accent on that for the banner. And then we're finishing off does da 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 does da digga digga da, does da da does da digga digga da. So we'll split the bar in half again. And we've got a triplet roll here. Alright, so straight off the bat, a triplet roll is going to be a triplet. So let's split the beat in half again. Alright, like I said before, if we're dealing with groups that are a little bit more complex, instead of just going cha ka ta cha digga digga da, cha ba ta cha digga digga da, you can split it in half even more. Alright, it makes it easier. Does da da does da, does da da does da. So let's write them in. So does da da, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Does that, does that, does that, does that. So they're all going to be one group. And then if you're unsure what that's going to be, you could deal with the first, second half of that. Does that, does that, da 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 da. Same rhythm as that, da da. Same rhythm as da da. Does that, da da. The exact same rhythm. So it's going to be dot and cut. Okay. Now we know that the roll is that. Does that that, and then that one's a 4-stroke roll. So we've sussed that out. That doesn't add up. Okay, that group does not add up. So it has to become an irregular group. Does that that. Because if I take the accented rolls and everything off, it's just 1, 2, 3. Which in compound time, when the value of the beat note needs to be a dotted crotchet, would equal that. Okay, so that adds up. So therefore, that is a compound group of notes played in simple time. Okay. So that is how we would write that movement. Does that, does that. does da. I can get rid of my wee line there. And finishing it off with digga digga da, digga digga da, digga digga da. Same as that, same as that, same as that, digga digga da. The only difference is it's on the start of the beat. That one's on the end of the beat. But the note values will be the same. Digga digga da. Alright. So think back to when I said at the start, cha cha ka digga digga da, digga digga da. That last tap, digga digga da, is on its own on that little half beat with nothing else after it. So it has to be a crotchet. So when I'm grouping up these notes, these four will be grouped and that one will not. Digga digga da. There's a wee accent. And that is our line complete. Totally complete. Cha cha ka digga digga da, but this is the da, digga digga da, ra ka cha digga digga da da. Done. That's it. And you might be thinking, well, what about writing reels that are round? So instead of cha cha ka da, all you would do, guys, take the dots and cuts out. So every dot and cut I could remove. So I've removed all the dots and cuts. That's now cha cha cha. Oh, forgot one. Hey hey, cheeky. Oh, forgot to. I'm on form the day. Got it. So instead of cha cha ka, that's now cha cha ka cha digga digga da, but does that cha digga digga da, ra ka cha digga digga da 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 digga digga da. It's that easy. Okay, it's that easy. Now, I said at the start, there's an easy way to write reels. So if you're mega good at writing 2/4s, okay, then you could have a plan in your head of how to make the reel a lot easier. Okay, I'm going to write that first bar in 2/4 time right here. That's it there. That's it in 2/4 time. Okay, the exact same. Cha cha ga da digga digga da. I'll put these dots and cuts back in for you. That's it in 2/4 time. To make that in 2/2 time, you take one beam off of every note. Remove one beam off of everything. So let's remove that beam. And then instead of being a beam with a dot and cut, it's just going to be a dot and cut. That one will be the same. Instead of a beam then a dot and cut, it's just a dot and cut. And then if I remove that beam there and tidy it up, there. It's the exact same. All I've done was take one beam off it. So again, if you're pretty good at writing out 2/4s and reels are bothering you, you can do it that way. Okay? But I always think the reel is one of the easier ones because the note values don't go as high. Alright, you're not dealing with demi-semis, it's all semis, quavers and crotchets. Okay? And the big thing for me is understanding the beat. Alright, so having a good understanding of time signatures, notes and note values obviously, but also understanding where the beat is. Alright, so being able to go 1, 2, cha, cha, ka da, cha, digga digga da, or splitting it in half, cha, cha, ka da, cha, digga digga da, and having the confidence to know what goes where in terms of the groups, cha, cha, da da, cha, digga digga da. If you can follow that, alright, then it almost becomes a case of adding up. Alright, and it's not like you're adding up massive numbers. You're adding up like it's a 6. Like, what do these equal? And you've always got an answer. It's not as if you don't know what the answer is. You've got your duration table. So it's almost like being given a multiple choice question. Alright, you've got 6 answers right there. Semi-breve, minim, crotchet, quaver, semi-quaver, demi-semi-quaver. It's going to be one of them. Okay? So it becomes surprisingly easy. And, as always, if you have any questions, please get in touch and bear this in mind, alright, when you're writing out music. And I would say go back, write out some more reels by hand, like copying out the music that you've been given. If you don't have any music to copy out reels, get in touch. I'll send you loads of them. Alright, I've got loads of reels. I've got loads of any of the time signatures that you should need to copy out. Copy them out on paper with manuscript, and that'll make everything so much easier. And not only that, you'll start to develop your own style. Things like your flams, they'll look like your flams. Your note heads, your beams, drags, everyone will look like your beams and your drags. Alright, just like your handwriting when you're at school. Alright, or just writing anything, it doesn't have to be in school. It's because I'm in school now. Alright, you develop your own style. Alright, that'll become your style. You can model it on anyone else's. I don't think I've modelled mine on anyone. Maybe I have. If you think I have, let me know. Alright, it doesn't make any difference. I've not intentionally modelled it on anyone. Alright, it's just the way I've done it and the way I stick with it. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that. And as always, any questions, give me a shout. And 2-2, our cut common reel. 1, 2, go. Again, 1,